Alrighty guys, welcome back to another LEGO set review from BrickByBrick, and today we're set number 75965. This is the LEGO Harry Potter, The Rise of Voldemort, which, is one of the 2020 Harry Potter sets. I think it was the smallest in the wave at $20, and does contain 4 minifigures, based on the end of the Goblet of Fire, and does have one instruction manual, which mine was kind of folded up. But it doesn't really have any ads in the back or anything, so really nothing special about it. The box size is a very thin box, but it shows all the figures on the top. Mine's a little crushed too, which is fine. Amazon decided it was a good idea to send it in an envelope. And then here's the back of the box, and that's pretty much all there is. But I was able to get this on sale for $12, I think, and at that price it was like, for 4 figures, pretty good deal. So let's take a look at the rest of the build. So the overall scene here, with just removing that minifigure and this minifigure, it's basically a small little graveyard. It's really not that big, but it's an okay size for $20, I think. We do have a build here for the Triwizard Cup, which is the port key here. And, this is actually kind of a cool little build. It looks pretty good. They've done several builds for it already, though, even since 2018, so there's really nothing super crazy special here. The build is kind of interesting because, it's built kind of all flat like this, and these two sections are just clipped, hinged into place. Kind of interesting approach. There's a little bit of weird gappiness down here, but, it's okay. And it is cool that they have some sort of, a little bit of a hill here. That is mostly to how to play feature that we will take a look at. I use a gray frog here on the top of this tombstone, I guess. Got a couple of little representations of tombstones here. This one here is cool because it has the Deathly Hallow symbol on it. And yeah, it's a decently built up one, and this is attached to 2 jumper plates to get it at an angle. You can remove it and display it off to the side. In fact, they do that on the instructions. But, I prefer to leave it on there just because it is kind of cool looking. And then there's a little bit of empty space here. Ignore what I just did there. And in the back here we have this little pot where Wormtail is cooking baby Voldemort stew. And you get, light bulb pieces, claws, and bones, and mix that with baby Voldemort, which we'll take a look at with the figures. And something will happen. Before we find out what that something is, though, let's probably take a look at this Tom Riddle tombstone thing. And you basically are able to trap Harry behind here. It's not quite as, quite the same position as in the movie, but he does look kind of trapped there. He looks smiling because I didn't give him the angry face, but he doesn't have a scared face or anything, so slightly missed opportunity, I guess. We do have this kind of figure here, which looks pretty good for what it's trying to represent. It's basically just a little statue on the tombstone. And then, aside from that, we have this sticker. This is Tom Riddle on it, and a couple of plants behind it, which, the back of the set is nothing special to look at. But I think that the build for this whole statue section is kind of good looking, and I like the fact that you can trap Harry in there. You probably should take his wand before you do that, but you can put him there, and I think that looks pretty good. But back to Voldemort's stew. So, once you put that, technically the eyepiece is Harry's blood. And once you do that and put it all together, let's try that again. So, maybe not quite as hard as that, but you go like that, and Voldemort appears. Yeah, okay, that's better. I would be maybe slightly worried that you would end up scratching the figure's printing off if you do this too many times, but I'm comfortable enough doing it a few times to demonstrate for you. And obviously, once you have Voldemort brought to life, you can give him his wand, which is here, and put it in his hand. And now Voldemort is here, and he is ready to be evil. But yeah, that's a cool, simple little feature. That is why they build up the base the way that they do, really, it seems. I can't think of any other good reason to do this. I guess maybe just to do something interesting, but I'm pretty sure it's just to give you that height there. But honestly, I don't think it's too bad of a use of parts. I think that, it doesn't use too much, and it does add to the look of this. I think it makes it more visually interesting, the fact that, it's not just flat plates. So, I think that's kind of a cool feature. But let's take a look at the minifigures, which I think are the draw. First 2 figures here are Peter Pettigrew and Harry Potter himself. This is an exclusive version of Harry, and Peter Pettigrew has not been done in any other sets since the 2018 reboot of the Harry Potter line. So both of these are pretty cool to get. You You get a similar Harry in the Triwizard Challenge, but this is obviously based on his Final Task outfit, which is cool. And he's got the Potter on the back. This one is brighter, a little bit more colorful. I kind of like this one. The other one's cool too, though, with the dark red. Back printing on Pettigrew is pretty good. I like, overall, the design of his torso and legs is really nice, and his face is fantastic. I think they did a great job with that. Really kind of gets the sort of rat-like look. That's a hard word to say, I guess. Yeah, I mean, you get an alternate facial expression. Pettigrew's aren't too different. Like, it's really just the eyebrows, but this one is a little bit more surprised. And Harry's are, you know, just really the smile that changes. I guess the eyebrows too a little bit, but you know, both pretty good. And I do like the use of the Lloyd hair from the Ninjago movie for Harry. I think that works for his Goblet of Fire design. And then we have a Death Eater, kind of just a generic Death Eater. This isn't like specifically Lucius Malfoy or anybody. Then we also have Voldemort, who, you know, he's got the black robes. The white on his torso is not completely opaque, but it's actually not terrible for being printed on black. So I don't hate it. You know, he does use dark green as like the little accent color for kind of the design on his robe. You know, it's a little bit easier to see. Yeah, that's a little bit better. But yeah, I mean, I like the face print for him. This is not the only Voldemort we've got, and the other one was, you know, I think the plastic color was dark green. It was from the CMF series, the first one. And then the back printing on the Death Eater is cool. No alternate facial expression for him. It is used the wizard hat in black, and I like the face print for him too. I think that these are both pretty good looking figures. I think Pettigrew and Harry are my favorites still, though. And I'm not going to show you the statue, but here is a little bit of a better look at Baby Voldemort, which is just kind of a funny thing. It's an interesting part use. It's not the most accurate, but I do think it's just kind of funny, and you know, I respect it definitely for sure. Yeah. I don't have too much more to say about him, but yeah, Baby Voldemort. Overall, for $20, I think that this is a respectable deal. I don't think it's, you know, the greatest Harry Potter set of all time. I think the build is a little bit weak compared to the others, though still, you get 4 really good figures and Baby Voldemort for $20, which I think is pretty fair, especially comparing them to CMFs. Because I would say that basically all of these are comparable in quality to the Harry Potter CMFs. The plastic quality is better than Series 1, at least, but you know, Voldemort is basically exactly the same. He didn't have Nagini, though, so I guess maybe I would probably say that each of these figures are worth $4, though, at least. So you're paying $4 for the build. I think that that's a pretty reasonable price to pay. So I can't really complain too much about this for such a cheap set. So I hope you guys enjoyed this little review. If you did, let me know in the comment section down below, and I'll see you guys all next time. Bye, everyone.